guys, this is Eric from Figma Unboxing, and in this video we're going to take a look at Figma ex-032 Link from The Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds. So I pretty much played most of the old school Zelda games. I played Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, A Link to the Past, and I stopped at Wind Waker, unfortunately. I played a little bit of Twilight Princess, but mostly I just watched my brother play. But yeah, they are releasing a Twilight Princess version, so that one is by far the best Link I have ever seen. I didn't like the Skyward version, so I sold it. So I can't compare with this guy, unfortunately, but here we are. People who got it from Good Smile Company should have gotten their figures by now. I just got mine this morning. Here is the left of the box, and here is the right of the box, and here is the back of the box. And this is the deluxe version. They do have a regular version that is like $20 cheaper. I think like $15 or $20 cheaper, and you don't get all these accessories. You only get a sword and the shield, but I think that one looks sufficient, like in my opinion. But yeah, that's not wasting any more time and bust this thing open and see what we got. Alright, so here we have the figure still in their inner packaging, and obviously this is the deluxe version, so he came with a fair amount of accessories. Yeah, I forgot to mention how nice the box art looked though. Oh, not the box art, but the packaging itself. Like you can actually feel these Triforce. They do have a little bit of texturing over here, so that is really nice. It just feels a little bit more high class, and you guys can probably see me, so I'm gonna go ahead and wave. And yeah, that's not wasting any more time, and check out the figure itself. Alright, so here we have the figure itself, and as expected from Max Factory, this guy is 10 out of 10. Like, I'm just gonna give it a 10 out of 10. I literally just took it out of the box, and I have been staring at it for 5 minutes. Oh, he is a 10 out of 10. Like, I really don't know what else to say about a figure. And that makes it a lazy review, but we're just gonna take a closer look at a figure. Just look at the color. The color is so clean. I can't really find any like quality control issues. And the proportion is just perfect. Even though he's hella short though. Let me just quickly show you guys. So here is Yugi, and here is Link. He is probably the shortest Figma I have ever seen. But, you know, that's all cool because, you know, Link is supposed to be short. Oh, well, at least for this version, so I don't really have a problem with it. But yeah, for now, I think this guy is 10 out of 10. Like, I really don't have anything bad to say about a figure. I can end the review right here, and you guys should like just go out and buy your own. But we're not gonna do that, and let's jump straight into the articulation and see what we got. The articulation is pretty standard as well. He can look up and down, no problem. He can turn his head, no problem. And this thing is on a ball joint. You guys can see the ball joint, and all these are on softer material. Like, this is really soft, so it doesn't hinder your articulation at all. And here's the bicep curl. He does have the bicep swivel, and that's really nice. And yeah, in case you're wondering, the bracelet is removable, I think. Well, I think this is the first time I'm removing this. Yeah, so it is removable. That is really good attention to detail. So in case you don't want the bracelet, which I'm not going to use right now, you can actually remove that. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Let me just try to plug that in. And yeah, the ab crunch, this is pretty nice. All these are really soft. Here is the leg, and I think the leg is on a regular, wait, it does have a swivel. Wow, that is really good. Can you guys see that? So it has a swivel over there, and it just connects to a ball joint. And you can bend the leg that much, and you have the pivot, and you have the hinge, you have the toe hinge over here. Yeah, so that's pretty good. Yeah, this guy is really good in terms of articulation as well. So yeah, he is pretty much perfect. And let's check out the accessories. Alright, so for the accessories, let's go over the standard stuff first. Of course, it came with a rack of hands, and he has a pair for him to use the bomb, a pair for him to use the shield and sword, and a display open hands. And next up, we have this kind of graffiti. I've never played a game, but I know this is when he turns into like a graffiti. He can pass through some places where he can't go. And this is for the tornado stick, which is another accessories we're gonna check out later. And of course, he came with a Figma stand and some stand for you to use the graffiti, and that's pretty cool. Alright, so here we have Link with the display open hands, and that looks pretty cool. And here we have the pot, and this thing is actually heavier than I thought, and the whole thing is empty. Of course, you can actually put some stuff in there. It's pretty good. And let me see if he can actually hold this. I don't think he can hold it too. Yeah, he can't really hold it because it's too heavy. So I think this thing is good for like a background or something, and that's pretty cool. Alright, so next up I have Link assembled with a bomb, and that looks pretty good. So all you do is you swap the hand, and then you can actually pack this in. It just packs in. So yeah, pretty standard. So next up we have Link with the rupees, and the rupees does come with a stand, but I didn't bother to open it, and this works as well. So that's pretty cool. You can actually pack this in, but it does come with a clear stand where you can just like put it over here. Let me just quickly show you guys on a box what you can do with it. So they actually have a stand, but I don't want to open that, so I'm sorry guys, but that's, wait, it's actually here. You don't have to open anything. Oh, my bad. Yeah, so it's actually a stand over here, and let's check out what that looks like. Yeah, sorry guys, I thought they had this like package with the stand, but turns out it's actually just there. But anyways, that's pretty cool. So next up we have the infamous hook shot, and this one is actually very, very thoughtful. And just look at all the details. And what surprises me is well, it doesn't surprise me, but like what impresses me is that the effort they put in this. So you can actually do this, and then you can remove this part. So instead of just, you know, try to put this into his hand, you can just easily slide this in. I'm really happy that they're incorporating this to like all their future figures. Yeah, it's really, really nice. And of course we have the extended hook shot, and all you do is very simple. You just have to remove this one and replace it with the longer one. And that is really, really nice. I like that a lot. Alright, so next up we have the tornado stick. I'm not sure if that's what it's called, because I haven't played a game, but this is what it looks like. And we will attach that thing later. And again, these also has the gimmick where you can remove this and, you know, just slide it into his hand. So I really, really like that. So next up we have the tornado stick assemble with the effect. And I'm guessing this allows him to fly, and this thing can actually rotate, so that's pretty cool. And yeah, maybe you can use it as a shield or something. Yeah, that's pretty cool too. But Link already has a shield, so he probably doesn't need this. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, it looks like that. You just have to remove this piece and then like slide this into the middle. It's pretty cool. And this thing is like, I can't really explain the material, but it's pretty durable. I will say it's quite durable. Yeah. Alright, so next up we have the shield, and again the shield is very, very nicely detailed. And yeah, all you do, you have to like remove this part, I think. Yeah, you can actually remove these so you can like easily put it into his hand. Yeah, that's really nice. And let's see what that looks like. Alright, before we talk about how awesome is the shield, guys, you gotta be really careful. When I'm trying to remove this from the stick, it actually hurt my nail because it's just so ridiculously hard to like remove this. But yeah, it kind of hurts, so you have to be really careful with this one. So once you attach this, don't expect it to be easy to remove. Yeah, I'm talking about like this part, because this one is so hard to grab it. Yeah, see, like look at that part. And sorry for the blood, guys. And yeah, and this is the shield. The shield is really, really awesome. I love it. And let's check out the sword. So finally we have the Master Sword, and this one is very, very well detailed and sculpted as well. And yeah, he can do this. It's very, very cool. And hopefully Kirito's 2 swords can do that too. I haven't checked out any other reviews, but I'm getting my Kirito tomorrow, so keep an eye out for that one. Alright, so here's Link with shield and the sword assembled, and that looks really, really good. And I also have him swap to the alternative face, and this is like where he's kind of like serious. And this is the only face he came with, unfortunately. It would have been nice if they could like, you know, include another one, maybe a shouting face, because shouting face is actually very common for Link. And you know, this is the deluxe version. Maybe they could have included just a little bit more to make this figure more complete. And yeah, lastly, he also came with this. I don't know what this is, and do let me know in the comments if this resembles anything, because I never played a game, so I don't know. Maybe this guy is hella cool. But yeah, let's jump straight into the size comparison. Alright, so before we jump into the size comparison, I just want to make a quick note that he is really, really small. He's probably the shortest character I have ever owned from Figma, and I think he's around 4 inches tall. And I don't know what the thing is, like, I'm not sure if this is a big thing in Japan. Everyone's trying to jump into the 4-inch market. You know, they have like Sentinel making, I forgot if it's Sentinel, they're making like a 4-inch Mega Man line. And we have Bandai making DD Pandoramation for Saint Seiya, and they, you know, they tease that they're gonna make more franchises with the DD Pandoramation line where all the characters are 4 inches. And we have Revoltech Mini, and I don't think those are for me. And I think Figma is taking a different approach, because instead of just shrinking Figma, they are making characters that are supposed to be 4-inch tall. Not 4-inch tall, like they're making characters that are supposed to be small. So I think that's a very cool approach. And you guys can see here, the Link is very, very short. Like he's very, very short compared to others. And I'm actually gonna try to swap the head with whatchamacallit, Makoto here right now, and let's check out what that looks like. Alright, so this doesn't look too healthy. I'm just not gonna talk about this. Alright, so next up we have Link next to the Dragon Ball figures, and that looks pretty good. Alright, so next up we have the Star Wars crew, and they look pretty good. And next up we have some Kamen Riders from various different series, and that looks pretty good as well. And next up we have the Vulcanlock Yugi and Dark Magician, and Super Action Statue, Joseph and Caesar, and that looks pretty good. He is so small. I'm talking about Link. Alright, so next up we have some SH Figuarts Naruto figures, and the line has just been moving so slow. Hopefully they can speed up on the Naruto line production. Alright, so lastly, let's end the size comparison with some random figures. We have Figma Leonidas, we have Revolt Tag Snake, we have Ultra Act / SH Figuarts Ultraman, and we have Lupin the Third from SH Figuarts. And let's jump straight into the final thoughts. Alright, so for the final thoughts, this is definitely a must-have for me, and for all the Zelda fans, you guys are gonna love it. But I don't think the deluxe version is really necessary though, especially that I'm never gonna use those items again. Maybe Hookshot once in a while, but most of the time I'm just gonna leave Link with a sword and a shield. And it would have been nice if they can come with an extra face or something where he's shouting, or like an effect piece when he's, you know, doing his tornado slash or something. I don't know, but you know, those are a little bit of flaws. The figure itself is very good, and he costs around $70, which is kind of expensive if you consider that he is a relatively smaller figure. But I think that's a really good or really cool way for Figma to jump into the 4-inch market. Again, like I mentioned, instead of making like the Figma smaller, they tackle on some characters that are supposedly to be small. So that is pretty cool. And I think that's it from me. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram. I will be doing Kirito next tomorrow. I think today is Sunday, right? Yeah, I will be doing Kirito on Monday because I will be getting him like first thing tomorrow. But yeah, thank you. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.